All right, if you're a real estate agent and you are just sick and tired of the constant grind for new leads, you're in the right place. We're going to dive into how predictive AI can completely flip your business from just chasing deals to actually building a predictable, future-proof pipeline. Let's get started.
So here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with the prospecting grind. We all know it. Then we'll introduce a totally new philosophy. We're going to pull apart what an AI lead actually is, see how data tells a real human story, give you a concrete playbook for what to do, and finally wrap it all up by showing you how this builds your future pipeline. Sound good? Let's get into it.
All right, first up, the prospecting grind. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We've all been there, that relentless, draining hunt for the next deal. It's probably the biggest source of stress and uncertainty in our industry. And honestly, it's the exact problem we're here to solve. So let me just ask you this, and be honest with yourself. Is your business built on reaction? Are you spending day in and day out chasing that tiny little pool of people who raise their hands, competing with every single agent in your town for the exact same listings? It's just a frustrating, exhausting way to build a business. And wow, this slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? Over on the left, that's the old way, right? Casting this huge, wide net, just hoping you catch a few of those hand raisers. It's so inefficient, and the competition is fierce. But then look at the right. That's the new way. It's not a wide net. It's like a laser beam. It's about finding those invisible sellers before anyone else, which lets you become their only real choice. Okay, so this all leads to a really fundamental shift in how we even think about our business. This isn't just about getting a new tool, it's about adopting a completely new philosophy. And really, it all comes down to one super simple but powerful idea. And here it is. This is the big aha moment. Anticipation over reaction. It's that simple. Instead of sitting around and waiting for homeowners to decide to sell, we use data to anticipate who is statistically most likely to sell in the near future. Making this one shift, well, it's the key to getting way ahead of your entire market. So who are we actually looking for with this new approach? We call them invisible sellers. Now, these aren't the folks browsing Zillow or calling agents. Not yet. They are homeowners whose data is basically screaming a story about their money, the condition of their house, and where they are in life. TimeToSell.AI is designed to hear that story for you and point you right to them. All right, let's pop the hood and see how this thing actually works. How does the AI do all this? We're going to break down the intelligence behind a lead, and we'll use a real-world example so you can see it in action. Okay, check this out. A real-world example, 5927 Jasmine Street. Now, while every other agent is out there just guessing, the AI gives you this, a time-to-sell score of 83. That number immediately cuts through the noise. It tells you this is a strong prospect with a clear sell signal. It turns all that chaos into pure clarity. But, a score of 83, that's just a number, right? The real magic, the stuff you can actually use, comes from understanding the why. What's the human story that the data is telling us? Think of it this way. The score tells you where to look, but the details, that's what tells you who you're about to talk to, and more importantly, why they might be ready to make a move. And this is that why we were just talking about, all broken down for you in the sub-index grid. Just look at these scores. A 99 for property, that means it's an older home, hasn't had any big upgrades. A 99 for owner, they're 70 years old and have been in the house for 24 years. And a 97 for financial, they're sitting on a massive pile of equity. You can literally see how each piece of data adds another chapter to the story. So here's the key takeaway, the really crucial part. These top three factors, the property, the owner, and their financial situation, are all just screaming sell. We call these push factors, and together they create this powerful internal motivation for the homeowner to make a change. This isn't a hunch, it's a conclusion driven by data, and it gives you a huge head start. Okay, now for my favorite part. This is where all that data becomes truly actionable. We're talking about translating the raw numbers into a real human story. Because at the end of the day, understanding the who behind the score is what lets you make a genuine human connection. So, remember that first property on Jasmine Street? The AI gives it a predicted profile, and get this, it's called the Uninsurable property. That name alone immediately gives you a powerful angle for your outreach. This isn't just an older homeowner. This is someone facing a very specific and probably very urgent problem. So here's the story behind that profile. The big problem? A 47-year-old wood shake roof.
Insurance companies absolutely hate these, which makes the house almost impossible for a new buyer to get financing on. This creates a massive, non-discretionary push factor. Their motivation isn't really emotional, it's purely logistical. The owner has a major problem that's forcing their hand, which creates the perfect opportunity for an agent who can come in and be a problem solver.
Okay, now let's switch gears. We're going to look at a different house, just down the street, 6090 Jasmine. The AI gives this one a totally different profile, the senior downsizer. See? Completely different story, which means a completely different motivation. So, in this case, the owner's 78, they've been in the home for almost 30 years, and they're sitting on a mountain of equity. Their motivation isn't a crisis like the last one, it's a lifestyle aspiration. They want to cash out that equity and move to something with less maintenance. This isn't a quick fix scenario. This is a classic relationship-based opportunity that's going to require a totally different, more patient approach.
And this slide right here, this is everything. This is the whole point. One lead is driven by necessity because of a problem. The other is driven by aspiration for a new lifestyle. One homeowner needs a problem solver who can handle an as-is sale. The other needs a trusted financial advisor to help with their retirement. I mean, think about it. If you use the same tired script for both of these people, you will get absolutely nowhere. Understanding the who isn't just a nice to have. It's the key to actually converting these leads.
Okay, so you've got this incredible intelligence at your fingertips. Now what? What do you actually do with it? This is where we turn all that insight into action, with a playbook designed specifically for the proactive agent. So for our uninsurable property, the playbook is super specific and it's all about adding value. Notice what you're not doing. You don't just call and ask if they want to sell. You lead with help. You mail a letter about insurance challenges in the area. You send an email offering to connect them with cash buyers who can avoid financing issues. You offer a free consultation on as-is sales strategies. Every single touchpoint is about solving their problem, not about you trying to make a sale. And just look at the night and day difference this makes in how you actually reach out. The wrong way is that generic script we all hate, right? Hi, interested in a free home valuation? It's totally irrelevant and it's gonna get you a dial tone. But the right way leads with empathy and real expertise. Hi, I'm a local specialist who actually works with homeowners facing the exact challenge you might have with older roofs and insurance. Boom. You've instantly positioned yourself as a valuable resource, not just another salesperson. And all of this brings us to the ultimate goal, the big picture. This isn't about just finding one deal today. It's about fundamentally changing the way you build your business for years to come. And the mindset, the guiding principle behind all of this is actually really simple. Think portfolio, not quick win. Look, most of these opportunities are going to mature in the next 6 to 24 months. Your goal isn't to get an instant listing tomorrow. It's to identify these people early, nurture them with patience and value, and build a truly predictable pipeline. You're not just a transaction chaser anymore. You're cultivating a whole portfolio of future business. It's a game changer. So I'm going to leave you with one final question to think about. Is your business built on the reactive, competitive, frankly outdated models of the past? Or are you ready to embrace a proactive, intelligence-driven approach and start building the business of the future? The choice, as they say, is yours.